Welcome to another episode of the Raising Boys to Men podcast. And I have with me today a lady that you may have seen, definitely may have heard. Someone that I came across about a year ago because she posted a video and it was very honest and raw. And from that moment, I reached out, we've connected, and today I have her on the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Natalie Vanessa.
Hello.
That's the intro over. I hate intros, by the way, but I wanted to give you that. But thank you for being here.
No, thank you.
Honestly, we've been speaking for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Done a few TikTok lives.
Yeah.
I don't think have we done an Insta live?
No, we didn't.
We haven't.
We did 2 TikTok lives.
2 TikTok lives.
Yeah.
They were about dating, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this isn't going to be about dating to start with. We're going to go into your journey as a single parent. But what I always say is I don't want this to be about anyone else but you.
Mm-hmm.
So this isn't about naming, shaming. I think a lot of people have this perception that I like to bash dads.
Yeah.
Not here for that. This is all about Natalie. So I want to start quite strong.
Mm-hmm.
So I went onto your socials
Okay.
and I found a post.
Oh dear. Hope it's not one of the dancing ones that I used to do.
No, this was quite powerful because I wasn't hoping to stumble across it, but it was a quote that you put on like a picture of you.
Okay.
And it was from maybe October.
Okay.
And what this says, and I thought it was quite powerful.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say being alone is better than being with someone that makes you feel worthless.
Mm.
Being alone is better than emotional abuse. Being alone is better than being cheated on more times than you can count.
Mm-hmm.
Getting a divorce saved my life.
Mm-hmm.
Some people strive for marriage,
Mm-hmm.
right? They strive for marriage. That is like the pinnacle,
Mm-hmm.
right? For you to say divorce saved my life, go into that.
So it was quite a toxic kind of like environment for me. And when I say saved my life in terms of made it better all round. So yeah, what I was going through was really affecting my mental health. Like I'm talking depression, just really anxious all the time. And if that had continued, it probably would have ended in not a good way, if you know what I mean.
Okay. How long had that been going on for?
The whole relationship really was before the marriage. So I was with my ex for just under 11 years. So it was 11 years of just,
Wow.
yeah. And some people probably listening but thinking, why do you stay so long? And I think that too. I'm like, why did I stay so long?
Mm.
But when you're in it, for a long time, I didn't feel like I had a choice to leave, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I felt like this is it. This is what I've committed to. I've got kids with this man. I've decided to marry this man. This is just my life. Until I realized, no, I actually do have a choice to leave this.
So you're saying from early doors, you felt this wasn't for me.
Yeah, I would say maybe a couple years in. I think I was very naive because we got together when I was about 18,
Okay.
first proper relationship. So the things I was experiencing, I thought, oh, this is just
Normal.
relationship. Yeah.
Okay.
So when I started to realize I knew things weren't quite right, I just thought, well, I'm not going to get anyone better. I'm just going to stick here and see it out.
So you almost thought like, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
This is my worth.
Yeah.
So let me stay here.
Mm-hmm.
What I find powerful about that is a lot of people think when women become single mums,
Mm-hmm.
it's this easy choice,
Mm.
right? So you could have stayed, you didn't try and make the relationship work. We never look at like everything you said there makes you feel worthless, emotional abuse.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot to carry.
Mm.
Throw on top of that, having children. How much did that play a part in you staying? I've got children.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely need to stay.
Yeah. 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, because the stigma attached to being a single mom, we see it online, we see it all around. So I was like, I don't want to be a single mom. So I'm gonna make this work. I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna do what I need to do, change myself. Like, I completely changed my whole identity to suit what I thought my husband wanted. And that, like I said, that felt like my only option. And that, staying away from the whole stigma thing kept me there for all those years. So I would say it was that really.
Touch on that stigma.
Mm-hmm.
For you, was that just what you felt, or was it kind of like a narrative around you of single parents?
Mm-hmm.
Like, where did that stigma for you come from?
I think it's just a general narrative that people have. And no one said to me like, oh, it's like bad being a single mum, but it's that kind of like you feel the disappointment in people. Also, I come from like a Christian background, so
Okay.
the religious kind of issues with that
There's pressure.
pressure.
Mm.
Divorce is like, you don't get divorced.
Frowned upon.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So there was that kind of pressure coming in as well, and even for myself, because before I got married, I didn't want to have a failed marriage like my parents did. I thought I'm gonna break the curse. I'm gonna stay married. This is it till the end.
That's interesting because you said religious background and stuff like that. I
Hmm.
assumed
Hmm.
that parents were still together,
No,
that they were the example. So,
no,
okay.
yeah.
All right. So, if mum and dad didn't work out,
Hmm.
why did you feel like it wasn't okay for you to not
I felt like I had something to prove,
to
you know, to myself, to outside, because usually people say like people that come from broken families also create broken families, and to some extent sometimes it is true, unfortunately.
okay.
And I wanted to be like, no, actually no, it's going to be different. I'm going to raise my children in a two-parent household. So that disappointment, when I realized that wasn't going to happen, I was almost disappointed in myself, because I was like, maybe I should have chosen better.
So let's touch on that. That moment that so many go through where you're like, okay, enough is enough now.
Hmm.
When did that come?
Well, the moment when I was like, this is it.
Yeah, like do you remember exactly
I
that?
do.
Okay.
Yeah. I literally was thinking about it on the way here. And it was a couple months before I turned 30. And I just remember I was walking up the stairs. So we lived in a three-story house, right? So I remember getting to the top floor and I just like collapsed over. Like I just felt like overwhelmed and emotional. And I collapsed and I was like, I don't like my life right now. I don't like what's happening. I want to change this. I'm not happy. Like I need to get out. Like, what am I doing? It was literally like I woke up out of some dream and I was like, nah, get out. Let's go. It didn't happen instantly then. It was a couple months later. Some things kind of transpired, things came out, things were revealed, and I was able to kind of get the strength to actually leave. But I remember that moment and I didn't look back in that moment. I was planning I don't want to say escape, but I was planning my way out from that moment.
But I feel like many plan their escape.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I genuinely feel like, depending on how the man is, I
Mhm.
feel women have to.
Mhm.
Like, how am I gonna, depending on how much of your life is tied to that person as well and how much control I guess they have over your life, it's
Yes.
kind of like, how do I now build for Natalie?
Exactly. And I was a stay-at-home mum. So I'm not working, with no income. He's funding everything. So for me to have the audacity to be like, yeah, I'm leaving you. Leaving to do what?
To do what? Yeah.
So I had to think of how will I actually manage as a single mum of two? I hadn't worked my career for about 4 years. I worked odd jobs here and there, but completely out my career for that long. I was like, I'm not going to be able to cope on my own. But it got to a stage where I was like, I don't even care if I can't cope. I can't cope in this
Yeah,
situation.
yeah.
So I need to leave.
Who was the person you confided in?
My best friend, Shay,
Okay.
shout out to
Shout
Shay.
out.
Shout out to Shay. We love Shay. She actually was very key in supporting me to get out of this. Up until that point, like I said, things were revealed, things came out.
Yeah.
Up until that point, I didn't share with anyone what I had been through. No, not my mum, sister, best friend, no one. I kept it to myself for like 10 years. Something came out that meant that it brought her in and she was like, what's happening? What's going
Oh,
on?
so she didn't even know.
She didn't know anything.
Okay.
She didn't know anything. And the fact that this information came out, she was like, Natalie, are you okay? And I was just like, no, told her
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. Floodgates opened then. Yeah, yeah.
And she was like, you have to leave. And then she supported me through that. She even moved in after we separated. She moved in and stayed and looked after me, looked after my kids for like 2 to 3 weeks. I really couldn't have done it without her, honestly.
Was there ever a maybe I've done the wrong thing?
No, no, no
Never.
regrets at all. Do you know why? Because I gave my all in that marriage.
Mm.
Like I know I left nothing. Like I put everything on the line. So I know there was nothing that I could have done to make it better. So I've walked away like there's no turning back. There's no changing my mind because I made that decision.
Talk to me about the first few weeks following that decision. How hard was that? Because you said live together,
Hmm.
everything, like rebuilding yourself.
Hmm.
How hard were those first few weeks?
So hard. Like I couldn't function. Hence why my friend moved in, because I was like, how am I going to get the kids to school? How am I going to cook? I couldn't even doing the washing, everything. I was like, I just couldn't function. And that probably lasted for about maybe like mm, almost 2 months, maybe. And then something just kicked into me, and I was like, no, nah, let's get our act together. Like, let's get up.
So you found the strength, like it just overcame you, I guess.
Yeah, yeah,
This point to prove again
yeah. I think so. Yeah,
to yourself, or
probably to him. I hate to admit that.
no? But I feel like that's a driving force because I've been in relationships before. I always say this, right? So whenever I've come out of a relationship,
Yeah.
I seem to elevate
Mm.
to a new. I don't know what it is, whether it's this platform, whether it's trying something new.
Hmm.
It's almost like I don't want to be the person they know
Yeah.
of. I want to be someone different,
Mm.
even to the point where I'm trying to redo my house at the moment
Hmm.
because I feel this makes me sound bad, yeah, but I feel like there's been too much female energy in there
Right.
to the point where an ex from 5 years ago could walk in and be like, I still recognize this place.
Okay.
So I'm like, no,
Yeah. Switching it up.
I need to switch it up. I need that energy gone.
Mm.
I don't know if you're into energy.
Yeah. Yeah. Massively.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for me, it's like it still hovers over me.
Mm.
How long did you feel like the energy of that relationship was with
Oof.
you?
A while, to be honest. Yeah. Wow. A good, maybe like a year or so. Yeah. Even today, just certain things. Because when you're with someone for so long,
Yeah.
you almost form like one kind of personality.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
You
some
become Natalie and
yeah,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that person.
yeah.
So sometimes I might be doing something and it's almost like this is gonna make me sound crazy. I hear their voice,
Oh,
like, oh, you shouldn't do that, or why are you
oh.
doing that? You're gonna look ridiculous. And I've explored it with my therapist, and they were just like, it's almost like PTSD,
Mm.
you know? So that still hovers over me sometimes, depending on what I'm doing.
Coming away from a relationship like that, there's so many women that go through this, and then kind of rebuilding yourself.
Hmm.
Were there moments where you were being drawn back into it, either by the kids?
Mm.
Because obviously, how old were the kids at the time?
Oh, good question. I think my daughter was about 4, and my son was 1.5. He wasn't even 2.
Okay, so
Yeah.
for the son,
He didn't know what was
you
going
can't
on.
really figure it out.
Yeah.
For your daughter, was there that longing of where's daddy? When are we gonna see? How was that? How was managing that?
That was tough. That was really, really tough because she's a daddy's girl, and she was visibly like upset about it, crying, asking for daddy, couldn't understand why aren't mummy and daddy friends anymore? She would say friends. Why aren't mummy and daddy friends anymore? Why are we not living together?
Mm.
And at the time, I just couldn't bring myself to tell her.
Okay,
So it was almost like kind of avoided it for a bit. I was like, oh, mummy and daddy are living separately now.
and was that enough to tie her over?
Sort of. Sort of. Now she's got older, like she's 9, just turned 9 now. And she's understanding that mummy and daddy aren't married anymore, and I can explain it to her a bit better.
Yeah.
But I just thought at that age that she was at, going into detail, I don't feel would really help her
No.
because she wouldn't get it.
At the time, obviously telling your friend Shay, and then I'm guessing mum and dad finding out,
Well, mum, yeah.
mum finding out.
Mm.
Did you feel judged?
Not by them. Not by them at all. No.
So you felt supported?
Oh yeah, massively.
Do you wish you'd told your mum sooner?
Um, no, because I feel like my mum would worry.
Okay.
I feel like when I told her everything, I'd already decided what I was going to do. So it wasn't like, Mum, I'm struggling. Like, help me.
Yeah.
It was, Mum, this is what's happened. This is what I'm doing. I just need you to support me. Whereas my friend, I kind of brought her in. I was deciding to leave anyway, but I
Yeah.
brought her into the whole decision making kind of process, and she was encouraging me with it. But by the time my mum knew, it was like, this is what it is.
What about, again, not to make it about anyone else, but you're connected, marriage,
Hmm.
right? There's another family
Hmm.
involved. How was that?
That there's not much crossover there. Not
Okay.
much communication, very minimal. No one from that side reached out to see if I was okay. no one kind of reached out for any kind of emotional support, and I kind of expected that anyway.
We're past that now. We're rebuilding.
Hmm.
We're getting ourselves back to finding yourself. You mentioned therapy.
Yes.
How pivotal was that?
Oh, so key.
And when did that start?
Probably about 5 to 6 months after we separated.
Okay.
Yeah, it took me a while. And again, shout out to Shay because she
Shay's doing bits. Can we
listen.
just say?
We should have brought her here,
Shay
to be
is
honest.
doing bits.
She was the one that was like, "Nah, you get yourself into therapy. Like, get yourself in there, sort your head out." Da da da. I
Mm.
was like, "Oh, I'm in an RN about it." Um, but then I finally went for it, and honestly, I didn't look back. I did weekly sessions for 6 months. You do the calculations; that's a lot of money.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Then I dropped that to fortnightly sessions. So in total, I did like a year and a half of solid therapy.
When you're unpacking that through therapy, did you find that there were, I guess, reasons that maybe led you to that relationship in the first place?
100%. And my therapist said to me, which kind of gave me some comfort, because I was like felt so guilty about the decisions that I made.
Yeah.
And she was like, with how you started your life, with your upbringing relationship with your dad, no wonder you ended up choosing someone like that. You had no example of what true and healthy love was, because you didn't get that from your own dad. So I was like, okay, not that it takes me accountability away from me,
Mm.
but it's like, okay, like I've got a bit of grace on myself now, because I didn't know what true and healthy and secure love was like. I'd never seen that.
I feel like that's powerful because you're raising a daughter.
Yeah.
So how do you make sure that doesn't happen?
Mm. I don't think you can. You can do your best,
Yeah.
but she's going to go out there and make her own decisions at the end of the day. I show her the love that I can show her, but I know, obviously, because her mum and dad aren't together,
Mm.
there's going to be some difficulties there in terms of her modeling a healthy relationship, because at the moment she doesn't have that
Yeah.
example. That does bother me quite a bit, but I can only do what I can do, and I give her the love that I can give her.
What is a healthy relationship?
Open, honest, vulnerable, patient. Those are the words that come to my mind.
And those words weren't there before.
No, in the love that I had, that I thought I had.
In the love that maybe you seeked.
Mm, very conditional. Like almost you have to perform for the love. If I do something, then that person
It's a
will love me.
reward.
Yeah.
So Natalie at 18,
Mm,
19, her view of love was completely different from what you see now.
yeah. It was more about just wanting to be chosen by someone, to be like, okay, so someone's picked me, someone's shown interest. And the thing with my ex-partner at the time, he was the guy that like everyone wanted. He was like,
Oh, it's
he was though.
okay.
So I always felt like, oh my gosh, you picked me. I didn't look at what his traits were, character, anything. I just
So
saw
he was the prize.
he was. Girls don't come for me. Please. You want to get me in
But
trouble?
no, that's so interesting. No, but in your head, he was the prize.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
Why I laughed is because a friend of mine was talking to me the other day, and I said, I always look at the woman as the prize,
Mm,
to the point where I almost lower my self worth because I have to hold on to the
mm,
prize.
mm-hmm.
So to hear you as a woman say, no, I actually thought the man was the prize,
Yeah.
I feel like it's rare
Mm,
because I feel like society conditions us. I don't know, maybe men will disagree, but I feel like society conditions us to believe the woman is the prize.
I agree though.
You agree?
Yeah.
No, that's what we're here for. Why? Why do you believe that society does that? And most importantly, why do you believe that that's true?
um, I just feel like women just inherently have a lot of value to bring without even having to do anything. So I know you.
No, I'm here for it.
I think the fact that we can bring life is already an amazing thing that we can do already.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I feel like even that's the argument. We can
No,
bring
no, no,
life
no, that
into
can't
the
be the argument.
it
That
can.
can't.
We carry children, we bring them to the world.
But key word there,
Hmm.
carry.
Yeah.
Where'd you get the child from?
The seed, but
So we create the life. The
you
man
don't
create.
bring it forth.
We don't. But that's why there's the beauty, right? In
Right.
the balance.
Hmm.
Because I feel I don't feel saying that you carry life is a good enough argument.
Oh, careful, Aaron.
No,
Careful now.
no, to say that the woman is the prize because of that. Because let's just say, for example, do you plan on having future kids?
I'm open to it.
You're open to it.
Yeah.
Okay. There's women out there that probably aren't,
Mhm.
right? So man and woman get together. They don't want kids.
Mhm.
The woman can't be the prize because of that, because it doesn't come into play now, right?
Because yeah, and there's some people that can't have kids as well.
There we go.
Yeah, and I don't want to take away that from them that they're not the prize
Yeah.
because they also are. I just think feminine energy in being a woman. I don't know how to explain it,
Mm.
but we are valuable. I think we bring
100%.
a lot to a man's life. We can enhance their life just by our presence,
1,000%.
you
And
know,
destroy it.
and destroy it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Both ways.
yeah.
But this is why I feel it's not to say that women aren't the prize,
Mhm.
and it's not to say that men are.
Mhm.
It's kind of like, I don't think there is a prize.
Okay.
I just feel that I should value you, you
Mhm.
should value me.
Mhm.
We should look at each other in that way. Like, I'm lucky to have you,
Mhm.
you're lucky to have me.
Yeah.
If two people are doing that,
Mhm.
because otherwise, if I feel you're the prize and you also feel you're the prize,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel that at some point that ends up having a negative sway.
Okay. What, that the woman starts to feel entitled, maybe?
Possibly,
Mm.
I didn't say that word, but possibly, because at some point, maybe we're arguing, maybe things aren't going well. If you look at yourself as, I'm the prize here, he
Mhm.
should be lucky to have me.
Yeah.
You might not fight as much for that relationship to work.
Mm.
Whereas I'm over fighting
Mhm.
because, oh my gosh, I've got the prize.
Yeah, but I feel like the man has to do that for the relationship. I feel like the man, for a relationship to work, I feel like the
We
man
weren't
almost
planning
has
on going this way, by the way. So now
Jack it
let
out.
me get comfortable. Go
We're
on.
gonna argue. We're gonna respectfully argue.
Respectfully debate. Right, so talk to me.
What was I just lost my train of thought now? Yeah, I feel like the man has to be slightly more invested than the woman because something that I posted the other day actually that men hold the key to relationships and marriages.
I wrote that down.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I,
you also said women hold the key to.
can you say that word on your
You
profile?
can.
They hold the key to sex.
Okay.
Yeah, they do. 100%. So I feel like if the man wants to be in the relationship, he has to want it slightly more because he's the one that's decided to take that woman on as a wife or a girlfriend or whatever. I don't feel like it works in the other direction. I feel like it almost repels the man if the woman is overbearing to
Oh,
him.
okay. Okay. Because that would be like saying a woman should propose to the man.
Absolutely
And
not.
yeah, and I don't agree. I don't agree with that. I
Yeah,
feel like men should propose.
yeah, yeah.
We're choosing. I don't even want to say we're choosing you, because we're choosing each other.
I do think men do the choosing. I know some of the women might not be happy to hear that, but men do the choosing. We are there to be picked. I know the feminists are just, I can hear it now, but that is the normal dynamic. I can't go up to a man and say, "Yeah, I want you to be my boyfriend." He'd be like, "What are you talking about?"
I just want to dive back though, because I feel like what's beautiful when we talk is we go in all angles, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But the stigma that you thought single mums had
Mhm.
to then becoming one yourself,
Mhm.
was that stigma true?
Yes, I see that on social media quite a lot. When I naively started posting, I thought,
Okay.
"Oh, it'll be fine." The comments that I got, I was like, "Oh wow!" Like I kind of knew the signal was there, but people are really like, they really don't like single mums.
Do you feel from a society perspective you were blamed for the relationship not working out?
Yeah, yeah. And it's always like, "Oh, you should have chosen better. Why didn't you leave sooner? Why did you put up with it?" All these questions, and never on the other side of why did you do what you did? Why did
Mm.
you lie? Why did you cheat? It's never on the other side.
Looking at that individual, especially when you first started,
Hmm.
do you now look at that and think, I saw who he was and I chose to ignore it?
Hmm.
Or he just became a completely different person?
Mm. A bit of both. I definitely saw. I didn't know there were red flags at the beginning, so I definitely can look back and see that there were moments where I was a bit like, but I didn't know what it was. Do
Mm.
you know what I mean? It
Yeah.
was like something's not quite right, but maybe this is just normal for a relationship. But then as the relationship progressed, he also became someone completely different. So that was what I couldn't deal with at all. I was like, this isn't the person that I met when I was 18.
Obviously, we grow, right?
Mm.
So who you were at 18 isn't who you are
Yeah.
now. But I think it's so important for people to understand that narrative that when a woman does decide to come away, it's not like an instant thought. You didn't
Mm.
wake up although you woke up one day and said enough is enough,
Yeah. Yeah.
you didn't wake up one day and go from, oh, I'm happily in this relationship to no more.
Mm-hmm.
You carried that, from what you're saying, that burden, that weight
Mm-hmm.
for multiple years.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was never an instinctive decision to.
Mm.
So that stigma in itself is almost like you weren't being pleased or satisfied one day and decided enough is enough.
Yeah. And it wasn't like that. It wasn't a flippant decision.
Mm.
Yeah. It was, like you said, over many years.
Take the children out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like you would have left sooner?
Yeah. And there was one instance where I was trying to leave. Um, Packed up everything because we were living together at the time. Packed up everything, even moved back home, and somehow, you know how it is, back and forth,
Yeah.
whatever. We ended up back together, and then a couple months later, I fell pregnant. And I think back to
With
that
your
moment,
first or
my first, yeah.
Ah,
And I always think back to that moment as a very crucial moment because my life would have been completely different. If I just walked away and stayed away, we wouldn't have had kids. I would have gone about my life, met someone else, and
everything would have been different.
different. So I try not to live in regrets because I love my life now.
Yeah.
And if it meant that I had to go through that to be the woman that I am today,
You'll take it.
I'll do it. I'll do it. But that was a very like crucial point because after that happened and I found out I was pregnant, I was like, I have to stay. I've chosen this man to be the father of my kids. I got to put up with whatever he's doing now. I'll do it. But that was a very like crucial point because after that happened and I found out I was pregnant, I was like, I have to stay. I've chosen this man to be the father of my kids. I got to put up with whatever he's doing now.
I'm going to ask it because there's people that will say, probably be screaming it at the TV, right?
Yeah.
You weren't happy from early doors
Mhm.
before kids were there.
Mhm.
You were ready to leave.
Mhm.
You then fall pregnant.
Mhm.
3 years later,
Mhm.
another child.
Mhm.
Why? Why have a second child with someone that
Mhm.
you're already unhappy with?
Yeah. I asked myself that as well, and I think it's just I said I was in this. I didn't want to get divorced. That wasn't an option for me at the time.
Mm.
So I said, well, let's just make it what it is. Let's try and make the best of it.
So was the second child planned?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that's
I
interesting.
know people will be like, that's silly,
Mm.
but I really thought this was going to be me to the end because I really intended that. Like through whatever was happening,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not leaving this. So let's just make it a family and make it the best that we can make it. Which is naive. Yes.
Is it?
It was naive of me.
It's understandable though. For me, it's
Mm.
under you're however old at the time, you're married,
Mm-hmm.
you have a child.
Mm-hmm.
Who really wants to give that up?
Yeah.
Like no one, I don't feel like, for me, I've never been married, but the idea of actually being married, whoever that woman is one day, it's kind of like, no, that's it.
Mm.
Like ups
No
and
options.
downs, everything.
Yeah.
That's it. I've
And to,
chosen you.
sorry.
No.
And to some certain extent, yeah, you should see through the ups and downs. But when it gets to the like emotionally abusive side or that
Mm.
side of things, that's never we see that through. You know, if I was to give some advice to any woman that's listening, that's a leave straight away. And I didn't leave straight away. I thought that was a let's see it through because it's just highs and lows, you know, but it wasn't.
I was raised in a home where for 2 years my mum was living with someone and there was domestic violence. And
Mm.
I saw that. And I always wondered, why did my mum allow it
Mm.
almost? Why did she stay? Why was like just come away from someone like that? But
Mm-hmm.
I guess abusers are good at making you think it's something different or
Mm-hmm.
almost making it feel like it's your fault.
Yes. And that was a big part. And that's why you remember I mentioned about completely changing myself
Yeah.
because it was always like, oh, I'm this way because you do X, Y, and Z. Okay, well, I'll change that. change it now. No, no, now this is a problem. Okay, I'll change that too. And it was just until I realized, hold on, no matter what I do, this person's not happy. So let me just remove myself from this situation.
So you're constantly changing to please someone else,
Yeah,
losing yourself in the process.
massively. Yeah.
None of your circle are aware of what's going on.
No.
I just feel like complete isolation almost.
Yeah.
And you're not working.
Yeah. I was really, really depressed. Like a really bad place. Yeah.
Do you feel like you was, because I think this is one important thing I want to stress, right? What type of mum was you to your kids in that space?
So present.
Yeah.
That was like my escape, really. I did so much with them. I poured everything. The little that I had left
Yeah.
was literally for them. Like, we'd do baking. I don't even like baking. We'd do baking, cooking, and painting, all sorts. Like, I had a really nice time with them back then. I don't have that as much now because now I have to work and
Yeah. Yeah.
my life is a lot busier. But it sounds like cliche, but they really did save me because that was literally what I was living for those kids.
How did it not impact them in the sense of you're feeling going through all of this
Mm,
turmoil? How do you allow that to not be seen or not be felt by the kids?
mm. I don't know if I was able to do that because kids pick up on energy. Kids pick up on if you're feeling a bit low or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but I try to keep everything positive with them.
Mm.
And we would go out a lot. We would be at my mum's house quite a bit, just so it's a nice, peaceful
Yeah.
environment. That was my way of kind of shielding them from it, from what was happening, protecting myself as well. And yeah, I guess we'll know when they grow up what impact it had, if any. But as far as I'm aware, I just tried to create peace. Even with all that was going on, I did my best to make sure that they didn't see anything, hear anything.
Mm.
Was very conscious of that.
I don't know what the current pattern or routine is,
Mm.
but how easy was it to develop a routine with, I guess, the separation and okay, the kids are going to go here on this day, or
Hmm.
how difficult or easy was that?
A few teething issues in the beginning, but I've pretty much driven it all. I've set the dates and just give the dates over to the co-parent, um, or the co-parent's mum, and
Okay.
yeah, just do it like that. Really, there wasn't much kind of pushback on it, so I can't really
Did the
complain there.
kids take a while to adapt?
Um, my daughter was fine, and then my son, because he was so young, he was okay.
Mm.
But recently, now that he's a bit older, he's 5, I think he's got to that stage where he's like, what's going on now? So currently now we're going through some difficulties with him. Like he doesn't want to go. There's lots of tears.
How do you manage that?
Oof. I try and keep it positive with him, even though inside I want to cry with him.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, don't worry, darling. You're gonna have a lovely time with your dad and your granny. Just keeping it upbeat and remind him what we're gonna do when he comes back. But inside, I'm just like, oh, I don't want to send him.
Because I remember Tyler screaming at
Mm,
times. And I remember one particular time I went to the house and he was wrapped around his mum's leg. Yeah. Screaming
yeah.
like as if he was being beat up. Like, and I just walked in, picked him up and took him out.
mm,
And within 2 minutes of him being in the car,
hmm.
he's laughing, he's fine.
He's fine. Mm,
And it was almost like I felt he was playing up on it to
mm,
see if he could get his own way.
mm.
And I feel like so many parents go through this phase where they will stop the child from going because the child's crying or because this, because that.
Yeah.
Did you ever have those things? Oh, let me just keep him here.
No, no,
Okay.
I always push through with it because I worked in a nursery for a bit and I saw that exact
Yeah,
thing where
yeah,
the kids would do kicking and screaming, mum would leave and they're fine. I was like, hold on.
yeah, yeah.
So I remembered that and I was like, I'm sure he'll be fine. In the moment, I'm, upset with him, but I know how children are from what I've seen when I was working in the nursery, that by the time he gets to his dad's or his grandma's, he'll be okay. Yeah.
I want you to take a moment to envision the 19, 20-year-old Natalie.
Okay.
And you're able to go back and have 1 minute with her.
Mm.
Just 1 minute. what would you try and say to her in that minute? Knowing what she was like as well, and maybe how resistant she was, or what would you use that 1 minute for?
Oh, there's so much I would want to say to her. I feel like it would be a very, I want to say a very stern telling off, but the person that I was back then, I probably wouldn't listen.
Mm.
So I'll probably go back and just remind her that she is loved, by the people around her. She doesn't need to seek love from people that aren't going to give her the right love. Yeah. I think that's what I would remind her, that, yeah, she is loved.
And do you think if she was able to see you now, she'd be proud?
She'll be shocked. She'll be like, "You on a podcast talking?" I was so shy. Honestly, I was, like I said, I was so mute. I had no confidence. I just didn't believe in myself at all. So she'll be like, "Nah, that's not real."
So wait, is this Natalie that we see now? Is this who you once were years ago
hmm
and are now finding yourself again? Or do
hmm
you feel like this is a completely different version of yourself that you've not even seen?
No, this is me from, so like primary school
Yeah,
to like middle school. I was chatty, bubbly, popular girl, everything.
yeah.
And it was when my parents got divorced. From that point, I just like retreated into myself and just became shy, timid, quiet. And that carried on. So probably from about 13, carried on throughout. And this, I feel, is me being who I should have been all those years.
So your parents' divorce
hmm
changed how you looked at yourself almost.
Yeah, yeah. I felt I was a daddy's girl. So as much as he was in and out, I was definitely a daddy's girl.
Mm.
So when he left, like fully left, I just felt abandoned. I was like, he didn't want us. He's gone. And I didn't have such a close relationship with my mum. Then all of a sudden it was just me and mum. And I was like, I guess we'll get to know each other then. you know,
So did you feel responsible?
I did. I did. Yeah. There were certain things that happened. I don't know if I want to talk about
No, it's
that,
fine.
so to speak, but there were certain things that happened that meant I had to do certain things.
Mm.
Um, so I did feel responsible. Um,
Only reason
yeah,
I asked is because it's understanding you even more as to why you wouldn't want to potentially put your kids through that.
yeah, yes, yeah,
Do you see what I mean? Like,
yeah. It was traumatic what I went through, and I did hold that guilt of my parents' divorce for many many years, which I uncovered when I went to therapy at 30. And I didn't realize I was holding that for so long.
yeah.
Um, so I think maybe that's why it made me mute as well. My mum's a very private person, so it was kind of said to me like, "Let's not talk about it because the
Mm.
shame that comes with what happened
Yeah.
now that she's single mum and divorce and stuff." So it was very much we keep it between ourselves, but we didn't even really talk about it between ourselves.
Mm.
And I'm an only child. I got two half sisters, but I grew up as an only child. I had no one to talk to. So it was just all internalized and all in my head. All my feelings were internalized. And that just, over time, it gets harder and harder to open up because you're just so used to keeping it in.
Which makes sense kind of why you're speaking so much.
Yeah.
Which is a beautiful thing. Just to end, take me back to that moment when you said, I'm gonna jump on social media.
Mm.
I'm gonna because I don't think the video I saw was you in the car
hmm
and you was just going for
I
it,
was going
yeah?
for it, mate. There was people next to me in
Oh,
the car
seriously?
park, and they were thinking, "What's she doing?" I was
Yeah.
just having a go at my phone. Yeah,
Before that, had you touched on single parenthood? Was you
not properly. No.
so that was for that friends and family that are watching that,
hmm
would they have been completely shocked?
No, my friends and family knew about it because once I started speaking, I started talking about everything. I've got like close friends on my Instagram. I would talk
Yeah,
everything
yeah,
on
yeah.
there, so they would have known that whole situation anyway. So they wouldn't be surprised.
But would they have been surprised that you're vocalizing it to the
Oh yeah,
world?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think it was watched by the co-parent as well because a few messages came back, so I had to deal with that as
Did
well.
it change anything?
Nah,
Nothing.
yeah. I just don't care now. Like I don't know how I got here, but I really don't care about like the opinions of like other people and stuff like that now. I just speak my truth and I'm like, deal with whatever consequences there are.
And now that you're deep into single parenthood,
Hmm.
has it been as hard as you thought it would be? How have you managed it compared to how you thought you would manage it?
I think I'm thriving in it, and I didn't think I would even manage it. So I'm super, super proud of myself. And once you get over the first initial bit of adjusting to be a single parent, it's not as hard as I thought it was going to be
What's
at
been the
all.
hardest part?
Um, for me, it was accepting that my family's different.
Mm.
So like it took me a while to feel comfortable going to like the parks and places where families would be,
Yeah, yeah,
because I would feel the sadness more for my kids, like, oh, their dad's not here, and feeling judged. Not that anyone said to me, but it was all in my head,
yeah.
like feeling judged that, oh, single mum with 2 kids, bless her. And I look young for my age, so they're probably thinking, oh, look at that, like, teenage mum, 2 kids. So that was all like going on in my head, and that was really tough for me to kind of get over. But everything else was just, I've kind of just dealt with it.
Amazingly,
Hmm.
if I say so, because I
Hmm.
think you done a video the other day just to wrap it up, and you said you started reeling off the things that you're doing. You train 5 times a week.
Hmm.
You work. You do
Hmm.
this. You're doing social media. You're doing a lot more than what people without kids aren't doing.
Hmm.
So I think it's important that obviously you see it, but I
Hmm.
just give you those flowers because I think
For sure.
so many people are in your position and they feel overwhelmed, or they don't realize that sometimes success is just getting your kids to school
Yeah, yeah,
in itself,
yeah.
like making sure your kids are dressed, they got to school, you've picked them up, you've given them dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people are trying to do so much more
Mm-hmm.
because they feel like the basics aren't good enough. I
Yeah.
think as a single parent, just doing the
Mm-hmm.
basics is a win.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
So I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. We will be back for a part 2. So just join us then. And until the episode, we're out.
Right.
That
Ooh,
was good.
it was so good.
Already, I'm taking this
Yeah,
off.
so hot.